G'day guys, and welcome to this special episode. Specially requested by one of our viewers. I thought it'd be a pretty good idea what they came up with to go back and look at how far we've come. Just because I feel like we're at our halfway point of what we've built so far. So there'll be timestamps available in the video of where we've been, what we've created, and then at the end of it, we'll talk about what's next and what's coming. But first, let's start off with the main entrance. This is pretty much just going to be live recorded and then just uploaded straight away, so excuse the poor commentary and no editing skills. This is just straight off the cuff. So this is our front entrance. Obviously, as beautiful as it is, my own interpretation of the front park. I do plan one day to come back and fix this up and fix this up and probably redo the bridge to make it look a little better, but we'll get to that when we get it. So let's move into the opening entrance. When I first built this, I wanted it to feel not too big, not too small, not that everything's overwhelming essentially for the eye line and stuff like that, but then also spaced enough to where if I stand here as a guest, I don't have a ride that goes all the way up to the sky. Everything looks proportionalized and that it kind of fits into this sort of size area. So it was very hard to get that balance right. Where do we want to start? Let's go this way. This is obviously heading towards the Justice League ride, but we'll start here. This is one of our episodes. As you'll see here, there are a lot of Planet Coaster elements in my builds because I really wanted to find that balance between it looking cartoonish, Planet Coaster-ish, but then also that you can look at something and go, oh, yeah, I know where this is. I know where this is. Oh, I know where this is. But then also having elements that you go, oh, it is Planet Coaster that we're in. So obviously this sign here, you will recognize straight away as the DC Rival sign. I hate to confirm that. I don't think I will be recreating the DC Rivals or Green Lantern coaster. I know a couple of people have requested it. I just feel as though there are really good versions of that ride out there to the point where I don't really feel like I could add anything to make it better or make it worse or something like that. I feel like that would be something to when you get this park in your hands that you can put in the ride in the park if you want to, as a little challenge for you guys. So here obviously I didn't want to put a Batman car. I wanted it to put something Planet Coaster in. The closest thing we have to a wrecked car is obviously this, which hints to a ride that I want to put in later. But moving on is the Batwing. You can download this ride. Actually, to come to think of it, every ride that is here in this park now you can download on the Steam Workshop. So ride number 1, the Batwing, you can download that now. This whole video is just going to be me rambling on, so I'm sorry that if this isn't your type of video, but it will just be me talking about just the behind the scenes stuff of what it took to do some things and build some areas and stuff like that. I will leave timestamps, as I said, to key in certain areas if you want to click ahead or scroll to whatever part you want to, but let's move on. So this part was pretty fun to rebuild. I do enjoy this little seating area that they have in the real park. Obviously it's, if you actually go to the park, it is a really nice area to sit down. Maybe not so much now with the DC Rivals coaster because this seems to be a hot spot for people to sit. But obviously this goes to the exit to the ride, and then if we peek over this fence, this is where the DC Rivals will be. Well, not will be, it's where it is in the real life. I should be careful with how I say things. I really love these planter boxes that they have in the real park too. I'd be like, hidden, don't look this way, not a fence, not a fence. But let's start off by going into the Justice League ride. This is obviously available on the workshop. As we see, we head in here. They don't look like streetlights at all. As you can see straight away, you see Superman, Wonder Woman, and Batman. Look exactly like how they look in real life, I swear. I haven't done the pathing in here yet, as I wanted to redo it for this build, but yeah, this is pretty much one of my favorite rides that I've recreated. They all have their own benefits, but this was especially challenging to get down to 4,000 pieces. So quick story behind it is when I was building it, I built everything, finished it all, had the video walls ready, selected everything, and I was at 12,000, maybe 13,000 pieces. It was insane. So it was a very quick reality check of, oh no, I don't want people to have to download a whole park. I wanted people to be able to just put it anywhere. So if I had a screenshot to what it was to what it is now, it's completely different. But I prefer this ride because it's, as I'll show you in a second, it brings it more realistic. I can't even speak. Makes it feel more realistic the less pieces it has, because they're not going to spend a lot of money on this area. They're going to try to do it as cheap as they can, make it look real and make it be done, which is pretty much what this ride is just little pieces of zombies trying to eat you. This is probably my favorite illusion in the game that I've created for this ride. This is just a picture in the ride, but it obviously, when it's lit correctly, you can create stuff that looks so real when you're coming along in the dark that it does look like a cityscape, that you're looking over a highway. That's just my opinion, but here obviously I recreated the Green Lantern part that never works. You always hear the sound effect but never see it. And then the cool Starro spaceship, which is crushing a car, which is always fun to recreate stuff like that. This ride took me a really long time to recreate, mainly because of the video screens. It was my first attempt at building stuff with the video screens in mind. But obviously coming along here and you have the scary face hugger thing. Obviously I might redo this ride and have it as an actual shooter and have targets for people to try to get scores with. That'd be pretty cool now that I think about it. Don't tell anyone if they haven't watched this far. If you've clicked off already, then they won't know for a while. But I'll quickly show you one of my favorite things to do in this game, and that is this. All of my rides, I really love to do this. It is to take the roof off, and then I really enjoy seeing how the clock works, how things loop and lap and go back in on each other, to where this wall backs onto this wall and this wall backs onto this wall, and it's all linked together to create this illusion that you're traveling laps and laps around a building, when really this building's only got a small footprint, but you're weaving in and out and in and out to the point where you don't notice that as a guest. You come down here and you see eye level stuff when really it's all hidden. But it's really cool to see stuff like this. So I really encourage you, if you ever download one of my rides, take the roof off and have a look how things are actually built. I actually encourage that for anyone's builds. Like, that's probably one of my favorite things to do, is to take the roof off of people's builds and then see how they've done it. It's how you learn the most in this game. Of, I'm not the best builder, I don't believe I am. Like, look how clumsy some of this stuff is, but if this can show you how to make your ride better, I love that you can do that you can go through and see what I can hide, what you don't hide, because it's essentially what the guests are going to see is what you need to hide. But yeah, that's just my 2 cents. We'll put the roof back on. I'm trying to keep this video short, so I need to move on. Next up is the Superman Escape, also available on the workshop. Obviously, in a couple of videos, you might have seen this with the fencing. My number one goal is to remake this ride. Obviously not to remake the roller coaster sections itself, but mainly the show building part is what I really want to dissect. So I'll just delete this here to show you the inside of it. Obviously the track is really simple, but I'd really love to redo this whole section to make it fit more of, if they ever really did want to update it, which, let's be honest, they'll never get rid of this ride for a while, because this ride is probably the best ride at Movie World. Oh, maybe the DC ride. Oh, I'm not sure. It's in the air. Let me know in the comments what you think. DC Rivals or Superman Escape. But I feel like it's due for a revamp. It desperately needs a revamp, but maybe we're the people to do it. Maybe we're the people to show Movie World how it's done. Put the roof back on here. Also, we could do something with this outside area. I'm not sure yet. It's still early days, but that is the plan, is eventually we will redo this ride. Coming in here, all we need to build is the little seating area that's here, and then obviously fix a lot of these supports and make them fit better. I think the one part I hate about this ride is how high I have the station. I tried lowering it when I was first building it, but it's just the sight lines of when you come in here. When a guest stands under here, it looks like there's only a couple of centimeters above their heads, which in my eyes makes me think someone will grab that. Someone will jump up and grab that. A nice little view of what you see in the backstage area that goes along there. That's about as far as you can go in the park. And then it brings us down to our Arkham Asylum coaster. Sadly, this ride is mostly demolished now. This is mostly all gone. When I first built this ride, I wanted to, this was my main part of the focus, was the interior. As in the real ride, you walk past and these are just pictures, and it's like, really guys, like that's as far as you've got. So I wanted you to walk past Mr. Freeze. I wanted you to feel the cold, to see his reflection in the ice. And yes, there is Nora in there, entombed in the ice, if you've ever gone and actually looked inside these builds. Obviously Poison Ivy is in her cocoon, she's hidden away. Scarecrow has escaped, and this is what he's left Batman, is the gas leaking out. Don't ask me why they're allowed this stuff in their cells either. This is obviously a little secret area of the vat where the Joker fell into, and the little parts of his carnival ride, a couple of skulls and barrels just to, oh, here's my little loony bin bench, but it's alright. And then obviously the Riddler's hidden away as well, and then Killer Croc. This one was really fun to create, where it's actually a crocodile hidden on its side, but if you design the pieces well enough, it looks like a body in the dark. But that's what it was it's meant to look like it's bent out of shape and stuff like that. And then obviously you don't want to approach someone who's impersonating you, which is pretty fun. That I just put all these little bone pieces in. It's pretty cool to see how far Planet Coasters come, where these are individual gem pieces. So that's the bulk of this window here. So it's cool to see now, like the illusion that it gives of seeing a guy in there is pretty cool. Obviously it ruins it when you come to the side and actually look in, but other than that, it'd just be a glass piece now and it'd be sorted. But I really enjoyed building this because it gave me the confidence to actually start this build series. Obviously Bane's poison pumping into it. I'll update this little gravel area. I don't really want to put much work into this because it's a tricky one. Do we complete the park and release it with this as is, or do we delete this and build the future Wizard of Oz area? That's the question of the day, really. I'm not sure. So when I first started building all these rides, this was obviously my first ride that I ever created, was the Superman Escape. It was legit the one reason I downloaded Planet Coaster. Obviously, I was late to the party. I didn't buy Planet Coaster until late. Like, it wasn't until the firework update. That's when I downloaded Planet Coaster. You'll see I only downloaded it because I really enjoyed creating shows, creating fireworks shows, creating light shows and stuff like that. It wasn't until I seen other people trying to recreate this that I thought, oh well, I might just have a go at it. And it's turned out to be one of my most popular videos. People still watch it. It gets a lot of views every day still, and I'm still amazed that people still love watching that. Love watching the first version. They don't love watching this version of it, the version 2.0. But yeah, so that's another ride done. I don't know if I can take the roof off of this one. Oh yeah, I can. So yeah, this was just pretty simple. Obviously the station and stuff like that. Here's a secret that I'm going to let you guys into. Are you ready? Welcome to the worst recreation of Batman you will ever see in Planet Coaster. This was put together after hours and hours of me trying to work out how could have Batman sitting on top of this building. It took me so long to work out, but if you do this right, if you come all the way over here, now if you squint your eyes really tight and you look at the top of that building, kind of look like Batman. That's as good as I can get. If I couldn't find a workshop piece, well, I don't think we had the workshop when I released it, but I couldn't find a workshop piece now that fits this height. Everything comes in and it's like, oh, here it is, Batman. And it's just like, no, that's too big. So if you can create a Batman to fit on top of this, I'd be more than happy to put it up there. So yeah, just for now it's that ugly thing, but just don't get too close to it, alright? Just come all the way over here. So let's move into Main Street. Trying to rush along this now. Still trying to decide about what to do with the canopy. I have my days where I want it to be fully covered so that when I do the lighting later on and the shadows come in, that it actually looks like a shaded area. And then I have other times when I want to be actually have where I can look through it, look down through it and see it through that way. But I don't know, it's still undecided of what we're going to do with that. This was built over a lot of episodes. It was very hard trying to find the balance of it being compact and it not working to when it feels too big and it gets overwhelming and you have too much space. So I tried to work it out with actual people in mind when they walk down the street to where it could have been a lot tighter, but then it would have looked a bit weirder of how things work and stuff like that. But I'm pretty happy with how it came out in the end. The one tip I'll have is if you go back into my earlier videos, you will see all of this is wrong. All of this, Superman probably sits facing this direction. It was the worst miscalculation that I made. It wasn't until I got to about maybe here or here that I started to really freak out of I might have stuffed up and I might have to rebuild the whole park. The problem I had was the axis of the park. The axis of the park runs here and here. Main Street runs diagonal that axis. It's been impossible to build. Every piece that I build is hard to move because you can't just select these and move them sideways. You select these, it moves back, and then this way. It moves this way, then this way. It's constantly moving off the axis. So that is my one tip for you if you are trying to rebuild something. Make sure you design ahead of where your main build part of pieces is going to be, and is it going to be too hard to build it where you want to build it. Build this Main Street on the proper axes. It would have been my job so much easier, but that was like a whole weekend in itself of me fixing all of that. I've made it so you can still see the Superman escape building, but then come back here and have a little. Oh, someone broke my picnic bench. Oh man, you bring people in once for the Scooby-Doo coaster, bring them in for a little quick shoot, and they break stuff. Sorry, didn't mean to swear. This is pretty much going to be a straightforward piece. Pizza pen, obviously. Have no idea what to do with this area here. I still cannot find any photos of that. This will just be a little picnic area, a couple of benches, maybe a little photo booth area here. As I can see here, this is me Planet Coaster firing it. Is putting pizza pen, putting pictures like this in the window so that it looks like it's still Planet Coaster. Having a sweet stall, having little bits of the real park with little bits of the not. ATMs in here. Don't know what I'm going to do here. Don't know what I'm going to do here. We're getting through it. Moving on to the best burger shop ever. You will always get the perfect burger. Little secret that I have, this is the best place to sit. For some reason, everyone sits here, everyone sits over here. There's always benches available here. Or, if you want a really secret area, this part's hidden at the moment, and people don't know that you can sit back there, but that's just my little 2 cents of the real park. Moving on to our latest build, the Scooby-Doo coaster. Obviously remade. This is normally a lot higher with the lift hill. But this is where we got in our last episode. So this is what we're up to. We've completely caught up. Took us 34 episodes to get here. So let's start off with an open challenge. In here, this room is really bugging me. So I issue an open challenge. Download this download this ride. If you can recreate this room, obviously you still need to fit inside this building area. You can't come outside and add stuff to it because obviously I'll just drop it straight into it. Needs to stay under 4,000 pieces, but this room here, it needs to come in here. This stays and this stays, just the doorways, and it needs to connect here. That is all I need. They are my recommendations. You obviously can't jump in here and mess with the exit or nothing like that, but like, it just doesn't work with the rest of the ride, and it's really annoying me. But I don't think I'm going to have the time to come back and remodel it just yet. But if you can sit there and work out what to do with this, upload it on the Steam Workshop, and I would be more than happy to put it in the park, and that would be an official contribution from one of our viewers of it being finished. The response from the Scooby-Doo coaster has been insane. I don't think my videos have ever gotten such views. Like, and it might not look a lot to people, but to me that's just like, it's crazy to see how many people are watching this. This main area part here, I really wanted it to be something that you could download and you could put whatever you want in this area. I wanted it to be the best blank slate I could create for this ride. This is obviously my interpretation of the ride, but I wanted it to be sort of a blueprint for, you could download it and put whatever you wanted in here, which is pretty cool to think of what people will create. Like, I'm very interested to see what people do, but let's quickly jump on to the next sore topic, which is over here, the Warner Brothers Kids area. I have come to the conclusion that I don't think I'm going to do it. It's too hard, it's too tedious, it's too many little parts. I feel like there's nothing that we can really build that will fit in here. We could do a little coaster, we could do a little like merry-go-round and stuff like that, but once again, this could be a viewer challenge. If you build little parts of the Warner Brothers Kids area and you upload them to Steam, share them with me. I'll put them in here and see if they fit and if they work perfectly. Obviously you can't go to this like massive like roller coaster or something like that. Just this little area here. If you can fill out that part, I'd be more than happy to upload it. But let's go on to the next part. Dirty Harry's Cafe and all that goes here. Let me just get out a building piece so we can. I have already decided on my Doomsday ride, which will go there. So let's work this out. Actually, I should have kept that open, shouldn't I? What's next? Let's do it. Oh, that's a bit too big. I'm going to draw on the screen, if that's all right. We need to fill out this area here. We need to finish off the Dirty Harry's Cafe. We need to finish off the backstage area here and here. That's obviously going to be one episode, maybe two. We need to fill out the front part here with all of this. Then we will move obviously the path in along here, which wraps around this way. I think it's a straight one. Then we have the villains area, which is all here. Now this part here will be painted blue, and then a cityscape will be posted on the back. Obviously that ride is there for the Doomsday coaster. But then it will all be leading up to all this Wild West stuff, Wild West, leading into hopefully our grand finale of the Wild West Falls. that will fit right here. Obviously we have little backstage areas that we still need to complete, but it will all be leading up to this. The Wild West Falls. My most requested thing is this ride right here. It's one thing if I just went and jumped straight into it, but I feel like I need to get to it first, because I feel like if I build that then work my way back, it's not going to fit with the rest of the ride. It'd be the same as if I build any of these first before I build any of this. So it's going to be interesting to see what we do. I'd love to incorporate one of my other rides, the Batman Escape from Gotham. That's one thing that I'd be really keen to try and see if I can fit in here somewhere, as I did design it to fit inside the Warner Brothers Showcase building. But yeah, we'll see how we go with that. So that essentially is going to be my 2023. We'll be building that. That will be the park finished, and we will have it done. I don't plan on being on this till Christmas next year. This is going to be not rushed, but like the board has been set and the pieces will now move into place. Like I know what I need to do. I know what I need to get there. I am very excited to see this. The drawings I've been doing of what I can do to recreate this have me very excited to get there. So it is an end goal in the end. It's just this area and this area are really going to be like chugging along. I might do the backstage areas as a quick, like, massive video. I'll do it on one weekend. The backstage areas we can just add on to anyways. They're just big empty warehouse buildings, so they won't take long. And then, yeah, that'll pretty much be it. Thank you so much for watching this. I really wish you all the best for next year. I hope you have a terrific year and you stay with the channel, even if you're watching just for one video, or if you're coming back each week whenever I decide to upload, because my upload schedule is absolutely terrible. But at the moment, I am trying to get this done as quick as I can. Police Academy is going to stay. I have thought about redoing the other ride, but it's just time. It's trying to find that balance of what's going to work, what's not going to work, what takes the most time, what doesn't. And I feel like all of this will be very easy to create. It's this and this. That's going to be my biggest Achilles heel, just because I want to finish on a high. I want to finish strong with that build. But anyways, I'm going to end the video here because I feel like I've rambled on for too long. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for sticking around. I hope you enjoyed this quick update of what's happening and what's happening next. What's happened and what's happening next, I should say. But this is our little park. We've created this together. This is ours. It's our little recreation of Movie World. I hope you have enjoyed watching. I really enjoy reading all your comments and seeing that you guys are enjoying it. I really appreciate the positive feedback, because like I really thought, seeing other people's builds, it always scared me to start this, because I always thought that I would get negative feedback towards it. But the overwhelming positivity of it has been insane. Like, you do not understand. I don't think I've read one negative comment. I don't think I've never not seen a positive attitude from any one of our members. Like, it's crazy to see. So I really am appreciative of that. I'm very excited to see what we create and what we build. But yeah, I've got to get out of here. This will probably be my last video of 2022. Jeez, I only just got used to writing that date. Now I've got to start writing 2023 again. Have a great day. Enjoy your New Year's. Don't go out and get too drunk or wild. Or if you're too young, don't get drunk at all. But thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy. Give me some ideas of what you want to see. As I said, the open challenge for the Scooby-Doo coaster is on. Whoever can recreate the best ride for that, I'd love to implement and put it in there. If no one does it, that's fine too. I'll just give it a shot as well as recreating. But yeah, thanks for watching. Enjoy yourselves and have a great day. Wish you all the best.